Hi, Lord Vader here, and I'm gonna tell you what the best ship in the fleet of the Empire. That's right, the pride of the Empire, the TIE Fighter. All you Bombermans may be saying, but it doesn't have nearly the damage output. True, and if it did, you'd be in the TIE Fighter instantly. But the survivability, it's unmatched. It's the best Ion Flex ship. You just don't die in it. And you can get dunks on those hard-to-kill players. Never forget, Lord Vader is the best pilot in the galaxy.
Hey, this is Time Bomb, and if it's your first time checking out the channel, hit that subscribe button to catch all the updates. Thanks a lot for joining me here today. I just want to do a video talking about what I think is the best ship. I've done a couple things kind of showing it before, but I just really want to talk about it in my loadout with it here. So I'm going to start up a game, just a custom match using the Empire. Now, the ship that I really think is so strong, and the reason we don't see more of it is just because the TIE Bomber does more damage output, but the ship that is more survivable is the TIE Fighter. The TIE Fighter is just so strong. I don't even know if people completely realize how good it is, to be honest. So this is my setup for it. The burst cannon, ion missile, concussion missiles, chaff particle, reinforced hull, slam engine. You can do so many different builds with it, though. You don't even have to go that way. I mean, I have other ones that are, like the ion missile, ion torpedo setup with the burst, the, concussion missile, piercing torpedo, just do more damage, or repair system, concussion missile, more to straight dogfight. That's not really set up with all the engines and stuff, but that's kind of like the further idea. If you really just want to be survivable and mess people up, go with the repair kit. Now, what I like to use a lot is this one to kind of do both, do damage and dunk some people, or this one, if I'm just basically the ion flex, we'll just dunk. It can be tougher to finish people with those bursts, don't get me wrong, but the reason you use it with the slam engine is that the recharge rate on the burst cannon is so fast. You can fill up your engine with your shunt charging so quickly, you basically have infinite boost. It almost never ends. So we're gonna I kind of want to add let's see if I can do it, an ion torpedo, ion missile, ion torpedo. Let's do this one here. I'll do this one. I don't think if I got it switched to it, just because I want to kind of burn the Raider and kind of go around it here a little bit. So we'll see how this works out, just kind of showing it off. Not sure how loud the game volume will be here. Hopefully not too loud. Now, just loading into the game here. The TIE Fighter, I kind of learned how to fly because Gonk was showing me how to use it, and I was trying to use the TIE Bomber to fly it this way, and I could just never figure it out. Then I started using the TIE Fighter, and it was like, oh wow, now I get it. So, you put all your power and weapons, let it charge up, and when you shunt back, 0 throttle, you got infinite boost now. Every time you're putting it back in, you're basically going back and forth infinitely with this tank. Just boost and drift around. You basically have to be like drained to like half before you really have any sort of issue. So we see that over here. Oh, I didn't launch my torpedo. Ah! I failed. Yeah, not the best, but you can see I'm just charging around. Now I can just fire my lasers on it. Great hits, great hits. But you can see you just kind of come in and chafe around it, start firing. And whenever you come back, see I've got 3 boosts now, even though I've got it low. So I just kind of have to monitor that as I come over. Oh, didn't shunt it back. And then I'm just kind of hitting it, let it charge a bit. So I got 1 boost, so I know I've got to kind of let it charge a little bit more. I'm not doing a great job showing it. Wow, this is going really well. I'm going to die now. And I see blew it. You see I'm still not dead. Still got that boost back now. Someone would have killed me, basically, but you can see that's the idea. You can basically just now do this to gain it back, and I've got a bit of laser, so I'll fire it now again. Put it back. See, I've got my boost back, so I've got a bit more. Still got it at 25. We got it pretty close. See if I can finish it off. I don't want to use all my boost up though when I do that, so I'm kind of keeping it fresh. 7, 6, 5. Okay, I did pretty poor job boosting, drifting around. See, but I'd probably die if someone had been on me at any point there, but I was still able to finish it, you know, within the time, doing a pretty bad job along the way, as you can see. So now we watch for the flip, and I don't even have any auxiliaries. Now this is somewhere that it doesn't necessarily excel, just because, yeah, all you can do is do the burst damage in those little spurts, but if you do enough of it, you're going to get the damage in, right? So in addition to whatever your other auxes are, that's why it's best when you're like using it to help win the ion, just because just getting in safely, getting ion runs, having the missiles in case the torps doesn't work out. And then on the frigates, all you got to do is just do the little orbiting here. You just keep it fresh like this. You see I got like no health, I'm just going around. You just want to make sure you don't miss your boost, right? So I kind of just time it here when it's about half. I can kind of boost again, set up. We still haven't gotten through the shields, but it's not been a problem. Getting a little low stun boost, so I want to hold it a little longer before I fire. And you see when the tank gets to like half, oh, now I'm dead. When the tank gets to about half, you know you gotta kind of drift back when you're getting lower there. So that's the idea, where you can just fly around in this thing, shunt charging everywhere, being choosy about when you fire, and you're able to just do so much damage in this thing. I feel like when I'm flying the TIE fighter, I'm really only dying when I mess up, right? Like, it's just such a powerful ship. It's my favorite ship to fly because you just do this everywhere. Like, even when I'm in, like 100% in on the phase flip, I know I can make it back as long as I have some hull to work with or a couple of countermeasures. And then I just kind of wait to, like, when I see that my lock-on's about to come, I'll like just kind of hold that drift while it's about to boost in. Like, see, even right now I'm firing, so oh, got a little low on my energy. Oh, and then I messed up my drift afterwards. That's the one thing that really messes you up. You sometimes want to save 2 boosts in case your 1 boost doesn't register, even though you're doing everything you can to mitigate that. Something like right there, sometimes your boost just won't register, so you got to come back around, do an extra drift, get yourself a little longer. Other times you know you're going to get it. See, the way that I know I'm going to get it is when I do it a little early while I'm still firing, so then my gun runs out. So I know the next one is definitely going to register, and then I save up a little bit more boost there. I got to waste a countermeasure. We still have tons of hull we're floating around here. I think we're going to finish it off here with lasers. Just got to monitor that I don't burn too much. And I'm not saying you can't do it faster with the TIE Bomber. Don't get me wrong. You definitely can. But you can definitely 100% do it safer. I know that. I can 100% do these runs so much safer in the TIE Bomber. Basically, someone has to catch me in a dunkable situation. Like right now, the way I'm hovering, or orbiting, there's probably, like, the Nebulon's not going to get me. AI is not going to get me, but the player may be able to dunk me here. So you really just have to use the terrain and the Nebulon to avoid that. Just like this here, you see, like, I'm even just taking extra time to make sure I'm avoiding it. Oh, I got no countermeasure left, so I gotta boost around the thing here to shake it. But this kind of puts me in a good position again anyway. Ooh, we kind of lost it here. I lost my boost, yeah. Shake it. Gives you a chance to get some boost back anyway. So yeah, I mean, I can't make the argument that this is anywhere near as fast as the Bomber, but, I mean, having at least one TIE fighter out there doing something like this is something we're seeing a lot more. I think the meta is truly changing. I think it's one of the easiest ships to fly. Like, I mean, when people talk about pinballing or whatever you want to call it for how to, you know, be evasive while boosting, this has got to be the easiest way. Like, I mean, I've put videos out about it with the Bomber and this idea, and I just feel like maybe people aren't doing it because it's so simple. I mean, I guess it's hard if you still have, depending where your shunt button is. I would recommend definitely moving your shunt button to down on the D-pad. I think that's kind of been decided as the best place to have it. If not, I mean, I don't know how else to explain it. Maybe I should make a video all about that, but this one's about why I love the TIE Fighter, which it's just so good. I mean, even, yeah, on the capital ship, you can just dominate as well with it. Like, what do I have, an ion missile here? I'd like to have some piercing to go in and help the bombers out with it, to be honest. It's just a little harder to hit the shield gen. You kind of got to time it with your drift a little bit. So you're coming in and you go. Then you got to get it. I got to outrun this one. Now I just gotta hope some AI doesn't kill me. Oh, we're in trouble though. So, yeah, that run was pretty terrible, and I only got like 10 hull on it. But you can see that's the idea. You kind of go in there and dive in and kind of do some damage. You kind of hit the brakes as you do. I try to like drift in and do some damage on it as I can. Get out. I'm throwing some piercings at it. Doing ion missiles, ion torps. You know, just doing everything I can to just make it happen. It's like something like that. Here, let's see if we can do a little bit of a better run now. Shields are down, so I mean it makes it 10 times easier. I ain't afraid of no tractor beam. Did my piercing hit? My piercing did hit, but I didn't get enough damage under the tractor, under the shield there, if any. Should just be able to knock down the shields though a little bit there. Oh, I didn't get any shot in. Oh, geez, there we go. Some slick flying. And you don't really have to worry about using your countermeasures unless you know that it's like an ion dunk, basically. Oh. I thought I could make it. You basically only have to worry about using your countermeasures if it's an ion dunk. So just that kind of stuff where you can just kind of move all around these frigates, doing damage. You know, you can work it. And I'm not saying this is quick. What have we been playing? Like 8 minutes or something like that. I mean, it's not fast. I mean, slow, but it's not fast either. But it's consistent damage that you know you aren't really going to die. I've died twice there, out there, both of the times. I guess I don't know when they happened, but they're from me just kind of flying around and crashing, taking hull damage. The truth is, when you have a support out there resupplying you as well, if you have, I mean, if you sacrifice one of those oxes for a repair kit, you are really, really, really survivable to the craziest degree. Like, honestly, this ship is so good. And if the damage output for the TIE bomber wasn't so high, this would legit beat the ship. So this TIE fighter, again, it's my loadout here. Like I said, it's the really what it is. It's the burst and the slam engine. The burst and the slam engine, the reinforced hull, the, you know, those are the things that make it. And then, you know, of course, chaff particles, is that's just the meta. Then whatever you put on it, the ion missile, concussion missile, if you want to dunk and finish. Ion missile, ion torpedo, if you're the flex, you know. Ion torpedo, piercing torpedo to take down shields and do some shield damage. Or you could even go with a concussion and a piercing, you know, if you just want to do all-out damage, which I kind of like to have for when shields are dropped on frigates, and then moving in for the, you know, actually moving in for the capital ship, you kind of want to have an ion again if that's what if you're the one doing it. But you could definitely on the MC-75, actually, you know, if you have two bombers who are going to take out shields, you may not need the ion, so you could just kind of stay in that one, especially if you know there's going to be high morale. I don't know. There's some debate to be made around that for sure, but this TIE fighter is so, so good. And there's rumors about that maybe the multi-drift even works really well on this ship. I don't know. I don't multi-drift, but this ship's incredible. If you're not flying the TIE fighter and you are a flex player, you probably should be. I feel like for myself, even who's not as good at the bomber, it makes more sense for me to be in this ship on attack runs than the bomber so that I don't die. I really only need the bomber to farm. Give me the farm tools on the TIE fighter. I would never use the TIE bomber, but don't get me wrong. Bomber's great too, but the fighter is where it's at for me. So thanks a lot for checking out this video. I'm Time Bomb. Yo, hit that like, hit that subscribe if you haven't. Really appreciate everyone checking it out, and I'll catch you guys later.
Boom, boom.